I'm still waiting for the reason you think a unicorn is a bad idea. Well, you'd be in big trouble with the Ministry if anyone saw you. I would say the fuss is about if a Muggle had seen you. You'd be serious if you had someone in your common room practicing the body-bind curse on you every night. It's true. I bet your closet's brimming with the best Glad Rags has to offer. That doesn't even make any sense. You do know that. Ugh, Merlin's beard. If someone does a pun, I'm leaving. It's all right. It's giving me the motivation I need to practice Protego. It's quite rewarding. Since everyone's basically becoming one of your wards, I wouldn't mind a refresher myself. Perhaps not so useful after all. Last thing I needed attentions. I'd imagine it could be quite useful to have a bowtruckle stashed under one's bed. Yes, I remember Howen mentioned it one time. I've never seen one though. I think it would make people uncomfortable. Oh, what sort of beasts? Fantastic for finding yourself in Black's office. Well, how very courteous of you. Well, thank you very much. I shall remember that next time you ask to borrow Sites of Historical Sorcery. Yes, I think so too. He once spent an hour telling me all about Jamaica. Oh, quite the life he's had. Oh, you should have stuck it out to Chapter 3. Goblin rebellions of the 18th century. Riveting. Quite the charmer, aren't you? Oh, right to my heart. Need I say more? Oh, even I get a bit faint trying to understand that one. You're making an excuse for him. That is unnecessarily cruel. What is this? Some sort of ambush? The lot of you sound like you've been put under the imperious curse by Black. Well, I see. Well, it's good I have my sharp wits then, isn't it? Oh, good grief. This is worse than I'd thought. I can't. I don't think it's even physically possible to be suffocated by a puffskin. Thank goodness. I'm not sure a dream about puffskins constitutes a nightmare. More like someone to remove the confundus charm. Sure you don't mean tickling? What, your homework? Oh, I see. Not up for speculation then, is it? At least he focuses on schooling the mind rather than turning us all into barbarians. I got a moderately sufficient. We're questioning whether that first year was fibbing when they said their grandparents were purebloods. I suppose he has a point. I'll say. I'd be keeping quiet about that if I were you. What? I'm simply saying we could all make up stories about our relatives, couldn't we? You could be making that up. And I'm saying, what if you're fibbing, that your grandfather's a plumber? He could be. Don't you two understand that by your mere pondering of what Muggles might be like, you're fostering untruths? I don't think that's true. You're not being serious, are you? Not actually serious, but that's just it. You never have actual facts. Just last week it was, Muggles go blind on Sundays, and Tricky thing, septic tanks. That's ridiculous. Wait till the day comes where people are making up things about you. Then see how you like it. But heard it from where? What source? Certainly she's the friendliest of the lot. I think it just came up naturally. I don't think there was any sort of plot afoot. Oh, is this the thing about the flobberworm mucus? Because he spilled some in your inkwell? What is it you're bothered about again? Oh, I see. Yes, she mentioned it a while ago. When that mandrake went missing and they found it in the kitchen. Sounds rather serious. What did the person do to you exactly? Oh, I see. You're sweet on her then, are you? Astoria Cricket? Anyway, what is this vile retribution that you seek? Oh, I see. To do what? What isn't considered a foul? There are 700 of them. Is the revenge off then? But a diricle doesn't fly. Oh, I see. Oh, I was looking forward to that. I saw him catch himself in a mirror the other day. I swear he was there for half an hour. Not sure about that. Charming. Only being honest. Then there's definitely no hope for me. I'd rather listen to Binns than have to keep an eye on that blasted snitch. Yes, I would agree. And I'm not one of them. The only class that man could teach is one in arrogance. Ugh, you're probably right. That girl could catch a snitch with a puffskin up her nose. I rest my case. Don't answer that. I prefer to think that Imelda Reyes was born exceptional. Then I don't feel so awfully lazy. It's not as if there's really anywhere else to buy brooms nearby. I don't wish to interfere with what is clearly a highly detailed operation, but can't you simply wipe the thing? Or does it actually have any of this most sinister dust remaining on its broomly corpus? Tell you what, I ever open a broom shop, you're not coming through my doors. Especially when you consider that he has to have them brought from all over. They're not all made locally. Who? Albie Weeks? Never thought about it. Well, you might be right. Let's hope when you get that U-Weaver, you'll stay on a bit longer. I concur. You exude confidence with your silver arrow. till you get on the thing. Don't know about casting Glacius on your opponent's brooms. I should think you'd want to cast it at black. Of course they're not the same. Muggles have spindly legs like spiders. It's all the walking. I beg your pardon. We absolutely should not engage in such untoward coercion. No, because they don't go very far. What, and get us all expelled? What? But how is that fair? I should be punished for trying to save your backs from expulsion. Scoundrels, the lot of you. Ronan would likely turn the entire match into something theatrical. Why did I hear you asking about pearl dust the other day then? So we're to believe that you used no sort of love potion during these exchanges? Yes, he told us this in confidence. That's rotten of you to threaten to tell. They're one of the best teams out there. I'm sure your father would have understood. Fear of heights isn't entirely uncommon. Suppose not. Awful. She made me scrub down every ornament in the garden. Happened on one that was a real gnome. Terrible. Yes. I once told my mother that I didn't actually enjoy her cabbage omelettes. I suppose that is a point. Yes, I told you. You're very clever. Fine, a genius. Happy now? I'm just trying to... Invisibless! No, that's not it. What if I do... Oh, well, you'll do well on that one then. Success! Haha, you're right! It's superb! Abandoned potions of the Middle Ages as compared to the Black Plague.
I find the whole concept of hurling one's body around on a broom highly disturbing. Perhaps you want people to think you're brave. Truth be told, I'd be quite happy if I never had to sit on a broom again. It does seem a little strange that only you were there at the time. What? Oh, hello. Oh, very funny. Aren't we the jester? They should stick you in with the Jarvies. That is completely correct. What's your point? Oh, shut up! The both of you. I agree. There's only so much one can take of dragon scale tales. Well, that's very kind of you. I know I'm a bit of a lost cause on a broom. You're very kind. Both of you. Really, though, I'm sure I'll be fine. They'll never do it when the librarian's about, though. You watch. They only start their chit-chat when she leaves. Well, I can't say no to you then, can I? Well, I think we should simply whip up a tongue-tying curse the next time they get up to their whispering. Hear that? She says it's not fuss-worthy. Hear that? She's not impressed in the least. Hear that? No one's making a fuss. No one's impressed either. Thanks for that. I think so too. Especially if you're a really good flyer. Well, she doesn't like me, and I don't blame her. I'm hopeless at flying. Does anyone care how good I am with a telescope? Or is it only Clopton that warrants an assessment? Charming. What? What is? Well, I for one am relieved Quidditch is cancelled. Ugh, not another one fawning all over Isaac Cooper. What is this school coming to? Oh, I think I'm just going to go and get eaten by a Peruvian viper tooth. Would either of you even notice? Anyone? I think Muggles have it better. Not having to fuss about with brooms. No, but I'm just saying it's a lot of pressure flying. Not to mention the expense of buying a broom. Oh, not a horse. Don't get me a horse. Or a broom. No, of course not. I can admire them for riding horses, can't I? You'd be rather unfortunate to have that bloodline, wouldn't you? Well, to be in a bloodline that didn't quite make the cut. Scarecrow. Barn sandwich. Barn sandwich? Is your grandmother a moon mind? Barn sandwich. Barn sandwich. That's a good one. Since we're speaking on the matter, I didn't think there was much difference. Yes, Merlin knows we'll not be able to live our lives without this great revelation. Exactly. What about that? What sort of parents turn a child into a murtlap? Abysmal. Try again. As of now, my sympathies go to anyone who had the miserable lot of raising the likes of you. Oh, not you as well. I give up. I literally give up. No, I would imagine they don't, since it's highly unlikely they even know the meaning of the word murtlap. Oh, what for? To eat? You can't be serious. Oh, well, that's fine then, isn't it? I don't know why I was so worried. It only sucks your blood. And what's that got to do with the price of tea? All the more reason to keep them well away. Ingenious. What if one is besieged by these leeches and, oh, I don't know, bleeds to death? They'll simply let us be tidily eaten alive by blood-sucking slugs. Oh, well, why didn't you say that in the first place? We're set then, aren't we? If woe should befall us in the presence of a Muggle, we can know at least that we won't have a messy death. Oh, what a moagulant? Oh, I despair. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned being eaten by vampires? I think it's mostly interesting, but sometimes boring. But things wouldn't be the same without tradition. No one would have a sense of where they came from. Well, it's tradition, isn't it? That's the thing about tradition, you want to keep it alive. I'm sure a professor could arrange for us to be sorted, but it wouldn't be the same without the sorting hat, would it? And you see, that's tradition, and you're clearly showing a preference for it. I feel I've proven my point. Yes, you are rather going on about it. What a Gwyneth ate. Oh, never mind. Just never mind. I'm not fully sure we came up with pancakes. Well, yes, I have all of those. Doesn't mean I'm willing to give up meringue. Oh, why didn't you say? Last time I had one of those. Oh, no, nothing like that. Just that one time my parents took me to Nice for a holiday. I hope so. I'd hate to be a traitor, but I won't stop eating meringue. And some wood nymphs sang me a song for my birthday. Oh, I've never been so embarrassed in my life. A person's surname does convey their blood status. If they're a pureblood. Cornish pasty. I'm not sure I see your point. Go on. Involved with slugs. And this theory covers all wizarding bloodlines, does it? Greengrass? Goblin purebloods. And Potter? Crafting urns. Now that would be impressive. It's all anyone can talk about. Precisely. It's simply too much. All that screaming, I can't hear myself think. Let alone keep track of a tiny golden speck. Not everyone is enthralled with flying through 3 little hoops while people scream like banshees. No, it does none of that. Nothing of the sort. What it does give is a queasy tummy. I, for one, find it quite unnerving. Fine. A snitch that looks like a speck, let out of a balloon that can't keep a straight line if its life depended on it. No, I have not. Last game I played, the snitch crashed into my pocket, and I was dragged about like a nifless stash. One of what? What do you mean? Really? Never thought about it that way. Yes. You may be right. Huh. I think I make a rather good banshee. Yes, I could say if Shah taught history and magic, I'd be top of the class. It's a pointless statement. I suppose that is rather legendish. I give up. No, it's not really, is it? I can't say I'd be placing any wagers on Gryffindor. Mind you, all of the founders of Hogwarts are legends if you think about it. That would be a big decision though, wouldn't it? I suppose you have to make a big decision, don't you? To be a legend. Almost everyone. To some. And 3. You died horribly, or achieved a record amount of points in Quidditch. That is how you become infamous. 2. There's a plaque somewhere with your name on it. Of course. 1. You get a sweet named after you. Or a food. Some sort of pie. What I don't understand is, if you're so interested in Muggle sporting activities, why on earth come here? Who did invent cricket then? Who invented cricket? I'm curious. Oh? About what? We would shame our families, and no one would want to be friends with us. Oh, you're interested in them too then? If we get expelled, there'll be no pitch to play on anyway. This is an absurd idea. Absurd. Very well. Go on then. I can't believe we're even willing to listen to talk of such rebelliousness. And I want it on record that I believe the remains of this idea shall continue to be absurd. Absurd. Yes, I'm afraid I'd agree. Let's face it, Black can do whatever he wants. He doesn't even seem to care if he's hated. Yes, you wouldn't see that today. What a barbaric lot we were. Glad we're a civilized society now. Oh, that's cruel using a real bird. Sport of warlocks. The sport of warlocks should be exercising the mind, not showing off. Metal charmer. My mother used to praise him to no end. Mimic the behaviour of flight patterns he did. How do you mean? The thing would have slid straight out of your fingers. Oh, the strap. Yes. Stopped it falling out of your hand. Yes, I see what you mean now. Gripping charms weren't part of Quidditch tradition. I can hear my grandfather now. Gripping charms is for those what don't belong on the pitch. The worst decision made by any headmaster in the history of this school. I wish I could use a gripping charm around his neck. Aimed right at my nose, he did. Everyone saw it. Ah, well, he wouldn't, would he? He did it deliberately. Struck at my face but managed to avoid hitting me. I should think not. Rotten thing to do. I thought I was about to lose my head. Well, I should imagine it caused quite a stir. And I thought the Parkins pincer was bad. Well, I should think so. Given that it's named after them, I tell you, if someone tries to pretend to hit me in the face again, I shall not pretend to hit them back. I should imagine the Hogwarts reverse Transylvanian tackle. What's clever about playing a trick on someone with a nose-biting teacup? I find the matter entirely juvenile. What? What do they say? That's absurd. I've never heard that. I should like to meet her, your grandmother. Her portrait, I mean. Yes, it was. 84 she turned. I see. Well, perhaps I shall pass on the invitation, should it come around. Exploding bonbons and an acid pop. She says they help her digestion. Oh, did you get them all right then? Potions. More likely he didn't get detention. My mother told me charms is the least important subject. She says the only one that matters is potions. Since you're so good at charms, perhaps you could help me with the summoning charm. I'm a tad rusty. My mother bought me an excess of leech juice. I'd be happy to give you some. They rarely have it at Pippin's. I'd take the offer if I were you. Oh, those things are deplorable. Out of the question. Fine, I shall eat an acid pop. But I'd better come top of the class next time Ronan sets up a challenge. You'd do that? Yes, that would be marvellous. And I heard you from the other side of the greenhouse. You're absolute swine. The pair of you. I'm sure you were. Everyone knows you're sweet on garlic. It's not as if she'd have let that venomous tentacula actually bite you. No, of course I've done it. Was simply asking. didn't want you to get in trouble. That was some choice language, I must say. Anyone would think you'd grown up on a ship. Have you drawn your diagram yet? Really? I mean, it's not as if I wanted it to be painful. Yes, just a bit embarrassing is all. Oh, that's grand, that is. Thank you. Do you think you might like to be part of it? Yes, that's the one. Sharp. I used both for that. Bathing. Put frog spawn soap and a dung bomb in my brother's bath once. It was fantastic. Yes, a lady came to the door. Said she had ways of detecting underage magic and that we should mind ourselves. You could hear the screams all down our street. Someone even called the authorities. Except for the speed. Hear that? You'll never impress her. There you are. She said it was a quick hex. So you did impress her on that front. The speed. You said you were impressed by how fast he did it. I'm good with splinters. I knew it. Well, a real victory then, isn't it? She's finally impressed. Well, useful thing, isn't it? Being good with splinters. My broom's not that bad. A likely story. Oh, quite the mystery then, I see. Glad you got to the bottom of that one. To get him into trouble, of course. Chap's so clever he could use some strikes against him. If he does it again, we should say it's a meet to car. Oh, here we go. Cruel though, isn't it? I still think it's cruel to hide cakes. Now, if it were beets, well then that's a different story. But you can't say for certain that it wouldn't change the taste, making the cakes invisible. Burn books. Have you perfected it yet? Bet you don't have the porcupine quills. I don't know if I've ever been euphoric. Is it like coming top of the class? Can we have some? Oh, how exciting. Talking about Muggleborns again. Some are quite clever, you know. A few quite talented authors. A couple even write books on magic. They're very good with Christmas decorations. Saw a recipe book last time I was there. At Tomes and Scrolls. Saw one tear his coat in London once. Muggle, that is. Felt awful to not be able to help him with a mending charm. Not that I would have, of course. Oh, that's why you were so bothered. Thomas Brown has some books by Muggles. Oh, I knew I'd heard it somewhere. That's where it's from. Yes, it is a horrid tune. Very strange melody. Oh, yes. Apparently his father works in a spring carnival. Perhaps winking's part of the trade. I'm fairly certain your little sister already looks up to you, just as you are. Next time you hear the humming offender in the library, alert me and I'll sort her out. Now you're pushing it. Afraid I can't do anything about Peeves, though. Oh, that would be incredible. If you're sure. I thought she did. 'Tis a bit. I feel more confident knowing I'll be tested anyway. Who's Barnabas Deverell? What's that red spot on your hand? Oh. That is a point. You are such a fibber. Our family has a crop, and last summer he picked up fleas. I know a flea bite when I see it. And shall you be telling Howin of this school negligence? He said it was a creature-induced injury, but I don't think so. Reckon he was still trying to levitate himself without magic. It's not. Said they took him to a ward that felt as though it belonged in a lodge. Lots of wood on the walls, he said. No, invented a curse. One that expels entrails. Oh, and there was a portrait of a gruesome-looking fellow. Ratcarrow, I think he said? Yes, that was it. The entrail expelling curse. What on earth for? Oak, I think he said. Why? You mean one where it wouldn't immediately kill you? Oh, well that's perfectly fine then, isn't it? Oh, you sound offended. What did I miss? Oh, I see. It is rather harsh. What was it made you say that? I am curious. Not in the spirit of spreading rumours, you understand. Just wondering about the wit. No, you didn't, did you? Sing a song with Peeves? Oh, I like singing too. Peeves does have some clever lyrics though, doesn't he? Made me laugh a few times. It didn't bother me. I swear, I wouldn't have even noticed had someone not mentioned. No, she's right. No one did clap. But I know why. I'd done a foolish thing. It's my own fault. I'd spent time trying to mingle with as many other people as possible, and I moaned about each of the houses. It's because, just before the sorting ceremony, so that no one thought I wanted to be in their house, in case I didn't get picked for it. It was stupid, I know. Pride. Stupid pride. But I forgot that obviously I'd be sorted into one of the houses, and so everyone was offended. No one wanted me in their house. And rightfully so. Really? I think I do. Feel a bit better. But let her finish. There might be a compliment in there somewhere for me. Much better. Come on, where are you? Ravelius! I don't know what to say, but I feel I should tell you that I feel the same. Except about you. It had poisoned the poor beast. Besides, Azkaban wouldn't suit Black. Not enough mirrors. Oh, if Black was in Azkaban, I should pity the Dementors. The man has no soul to take. Clever? How offensive. Next, passably. But I'll allow your limp vocabulary. Ow! Mind where you're going! You're gonna kill... This disillusionment charm is superb. I'm stealthy as a demiguise. I'm invincible. Well, if you'd look where you're going instead of barging about, it's not stupid. How dare... Stop it! You'll make it. You blithering moon mind, that's my essay for sharp. No, the one on invisibility. What are you doing? No, that's... Blast the charm.
We promised, sir, we'd never take more than those. That's all of them, sir. Honestly, I swear. There's nothing to give, sir. It was only the one. No, it wasn't. It was Basil Flack. No, it wasn't. Billywig Sting. You'll be a week like that.
Sir, I can What? Where are you going? You can't leave me here! You think? It's Black. He's coming. A week? I don't feel well. He's nearly here. Hello, Headmaster. What? Don't leave me here! Tomorrow? Are you alright? Look like you've seen a ghost. Are they from the restricted section? I got a look at one of them. Saw something about the Cruciatus curse. I did! They are from the restricted section.
It's true. I saw your herbology notes. You have his name written all around your drawing of a devil's snare. I'm an excellent drawer. You're just both jealous because Everett Clopton's sweet on me. Why aren't you asking me to draw your devil's snare? What's wrong with mine? Why are you pressing me? You're the one who scrawled Isaac Cooper all over your notebook. I was not. I was looking out the window. That's all, I swear. I admire someone with a brilliant mind. Everett never gets detention. Well, that, and the fact that he's simply divine. Oh, shut up. Honestly. Oh, the pair of you are simply impossible. Anyone can sit next to me any time they so desire. Stop. I have no concern of who he sits next to. I shall absolutely obliviate you if you ever do such a thing, or send you to the hospital wing. Tell him what? You'll do no such thing. I prefer interesting conversation than someone trying to slay a horntail. Oh, please don't do that. My point, as I was trying to make, is that it's nice to simply talk to someone, get to know them a little. Oh, stop it. If I hear one more reference to Everett Clopton, I shall simply... I'm a little bit interested. You are incorrigible. But if you must know... Yes, liar. I know you're lying, aren't you? You're making it all up. Would there be love potions, do you think? But he is, isn't he? He's making it all up, all of it, nonsense. Oh, I absolutely hate you. I hate you. So he did say something about me? I cannot believe how much I hate you. You'd better watch yourself next time I'm near a mandrake. What? Just the sound of those girls nattering is enough to put you off your studies altogether, making a bit of a fuss. You wouldn't be saying that if it was disrupting beasts. Yes, that'll show them. The library's a place for serious studies, not frantic juvenile whispering. Point well taken. Balthazar, you're truly the silliest person I know. We saw you, and I'm sure we weren't the only ones. He's marvellous at astronomy. One day, I'll get up the nerve to ask him to show me his favourite star. I bet it is. You're only saying that because you're not very good at it. Oh, no. Of course no one cares about how good you are. Well, since Quidditch is cancelled, what would be another way to get attention? What? Sorry, what did you say? Oh, don't be so dramatic. I swear, if I hear my uncle was a Shacklebolt one more time, if you can call rabbiting on about Ollivanders their best, it's their own fault. They'd have done better to keep quiet about it. Keep people guessing, I say. Shut up. Just shut up. You and your big mouth. What do you mean? How could there be? Everyone knows there are only so many sacred bloodlines, and we know them all. Oh? And pray tell, what was it? Yes, I suppose you would. My name's Belinda, and I'm a pureblood. Oh, yes, and what's your surname, dear? Scarecrow, Belinda Scarecrow. And then there was Potter, Gaunt, Longbottom, and finally, Barn Sandwich. What? I believe you. And I'm sure you have a hippogriff under your bed as well. That's not funny. Don't try to be funny. Barn Sandwich. Yes, show us. Let's hear this parcel tongue. Why not? Snakes. Wanting to talk to you. You're not short of confidence, are you? Yes, it was amusing. Just because I say something amusing doesn't mean you have to say something amusing. Oh, that's sad. Some of it's boring, but sometimes it's interesting. No, that bit you said about the crop. I love crops. Did your crop die then? Oh, shame about the crop though, isn't it? Oh, that's good then. I do think you're being a little harsh. I'm fairly sure that's not true. No, of course not. And Have you ever actually had dinner with one? You're taking hearsay and assuming it to be correct, and it's quite cruel hearsay, if I'm to be honest. Ah, well, that makes more sense then, doesn't it? That's absurd. Why would you let some old grievance interfere with eating a food that you love? Oh, did we come up with meringue? Oh, do stop going on about it. I don't know why you're making such a fuss. That seems extremely harsh. Oh, did you have something nice to eat? That's rubbish. I despair. I absolutely despair. Perhaps they were trying to impress someone. People do surprising things when they're seeking the attention of others. Oh, stop it. You're deluded moon minds, the both of you. Besides, the wind wisp will beat a yew-weaver any day. You're both completely devious. For all you know, they were simply carrying it for someone else. Stop it. Don't be so silly. What? That we both have fathers obsessed with Quidditch fouls? Mine too. Every single one of them broken in the first World Cup. In the first World Cup? Yes. Department of Magical Games and Sports. Feels a natural path for me. For goodness sake, don't let my father know. I'll be collecting cobwebs at the ministry before he shuts up about it. I promise I'll remember you. You remember that next time I ask for help in Transfiguration. What do you mean? Nor me. I'd say the closest you'll come to the Quidditch Cup is polishing it. The Quidditch Cup? That's rather confident for someone who fell off their broom last week in flying. Not saying you don't stand a chance at the House Cup, of course. That doesn't sound very sporting. Well, it depends how serious the injury was. That's easy to say, since now you won't have the chance to play Slytherin. Why? What on earth difference does it make? Bit extreme, don't you think? Now you're the one being absurd. Oh, I know. What if... Oh, never mind. It wasn't a good idea. What if they all got stuck in a goal hoop? Or one that's too full? That was my point exactly. A heavy stomach is not an advantage in a game. Your stomach rumbles. Oh, I thought you'd finished. Please, carry on. The broom snaps. Oh, did I interrupt again? Please carry on. Go on, then. When you've had too much cake, and there's the snitch, and the bludger, and... What you were saying, it's true. It's a wonder she's not claiming the Muggle Prime Minister's her relative. Let alone claim they're related to the person who invented it. No, I'm afraid she's a proper little liar. I know a little about Muggle sports, but I don't know who invented cricket. Oh, that makes 3 of us. I'm shocked the Ministry allowed it. What are you hoping for? That Black goes to Azkaban? Bet you don't know who invented cricket. Personally, I think there's a chance it was her uncle. Oh, how could you not like a centaur? Majestic creatures, centaurs. Or both. I used to enjoy a good romp around the field before Black cancelled everything. Grand fun, Quidditch. Such heroics on the field run in my family. I have a distant ancestor in a book, The Noble Sport of Warlocks. Oh, very nice. But then I'd be just as enthralled to be in the library, especially if Scribner's in a good mood. Oh, did she come up with a good healing potion then? Oh, very nice. Oh, work, did it? It's all she talks about, though. Yes, and I only know this because she will not shut up about them. I simply can't stand it. It's a shame she doesn't Wigtown wander off. And an emblem of a silver butcher's knife on the chest. What a morbid spirit to bring to the field. She'll be at it tomorrow, no doubt. Right after potions she starts up. Yes, Walter Parkin his name was, the father. Oh, still... I suppose it is a bit interesting. Oh, yes, I forgot about the strap. However they would have managed before, I don't know. I bet the players used to moan about it at first. It's the same with any new invention, isn't it? People grumble. People don't like change. Likely caused quite a stir. I'd have liked to have been a fly on a goal hoop in 1875. Yes! I'd be game for that. Some, perhaps, but I bet most were staunchly opposed to the use of new charms. If I grow up to be a professor, I think I'd like to be like Garlic. Yes, that's how kind she is. I'm sure it was only a few years ago that she was having a crafty sugar quilling class. When Black stops being such a miserable sod, then we'll try it. And I bet it's bloody fantastic. I'm sure he's qualified in something. Likely something so clever they don't even teach it, because it's so hard. I don't think so, no. Oh, stop. I'm simply saying that there must be some skills one needs to become a headmaster. Well, I shan't dwell on such things. Not when there's my beloved Professor Garlic to think about. That's part of it. But I like everything about her. I think she's beautiful. Yes, that was ages ago. That was when I had my carriage ride with Adelaide Oakes in Hogsmeade. She told on me for eating sugar quills and beasts. We haven't spoken since. What? An experiment? In what? How to humiliate us? But I already told my best friend. Now she'll think I'm a fibber. Yes, well, you would have. Had it been true, that's not the same at all. Oh, I don't know why I said that. You're definitely my best friend. And instead, she's going to think I'm a great big fibber. And if there's something I am, it's truthful. What? You didn't, did you? Get them all right? Absolutely. Oh, is it your birthday? You must have come top of the class. That's rubbish. How can you be a wizard and not be good at charms? What a surprise. Oh, I could teach you Aguamenti if that would be helpful. What do you mean? You're not being caring again, are you? And you only have to eat 5 acid pops. Think of the knowledge to be gained. There could be curses we've never even heard of. I bet there's some incredible curses we could be using on first years. Well, of course I knew that. Obviously. Ugh, you're so boring. I hope your spurning of torment doesn't include pepper imps. Convenience, for one. Not all of us are happy to skive off our studies to visit a joke shop. And what if one hasn't enough pocket money for said nose-biting teacups? It is a hard decision, that. Depends how much bathing might be involved. They didn't. As if you dare aim that thing at us. And what about your mother? Was she livid? What do you mean, all the hair? That's mean. Funny, but mean. He's right. I've heard it used in Zygmunt Budge's variations of laughing potion. Handfuls of the stuff. You know it was Peeves. Oh, leave her alone. As if I'm going to put flobberworm mucus on the eyepiece of a telescope. It was obviously Peeves. Very good idea. Wish I'd thought of it. Oh, yes, true. Well worth it. What? You're going to get yourself in trouble with Shah just to be in a room with a meat? What? Tripping up Muggles? I don't think so. More like Muggles burning us at the stake. At least do your research. It was only a trip, Jinx. Oh, please. If you bring up that blasted statute one more time, I should think we could play tricks on them until the end of eternity and still not end up even. Of course I have a point. Can't even let loose a bowtruckle without getting in trouble thanks to that blasted clause. Yes, know it all. We know you're a Muggle lover. That's absurd. Cruel is causing someone pain or tormenting them. Bullying is cruel. Hiding cakes is fun. Yes, but it was funny though, wasn't it? Seeing her jam tarts roll all about the floor like hatched ducklings. Why? Well, tell people not to eat them so quickly. Then you can have a sneaky practice of a disillusionment charm. What? A disillusionment charm? I don't think so. What? As a matter of fact, I can say for certain, because I've done it on cakes that I've made. What? What an atrociously Muggle thing to say. I'm honestly not sure how to respond. I should say a bins class fills up your brain. I shall remember that. You're incredibly rude, even for a Slytherin. I don't recall seeing you turn down my cakes last time I made them. I reckon the rate Bins is going, we'll all be out of memory before our hearts give out. What would be the point in counting them? Unless you knew the final number might be true. I'd rather remember what my crop looks like than what year a goblin lost his coat button. What? Is it too late for him? Is his brain full? Well, I'd appreciate it not happening again. And you also went on to do the exact same thing. Not anyone. Anyone at all. Well, I have been told I have some talent as an artist. Oh. Well, thank you. No need to sound so shocked. You said it was a good drawing a mere moment ago. Yes, most likely. And the one I pasted on the Quidditch stand. Well, I shan't be drawing your double-ended newt next time you ask. Yes. I stuck one on the chalkboard when I was in detention. Yes, I think we get it. Oh, it's just that I heard that 4th year saying she'd had a peek in there the other day. But if I said it was for an essay for History of Magic, how could she refuse? No, not that one, her friend. If I could just have a good reason to look in the restricted section. Just a look. Not even to take a book out. The signature of someone famous on a book? I don't know. Perhaps I just want to go where I'm not allowed. I suppose I'd never thought about it until now. But yes, I think you might be onto something. She was humming again. Why? I still want to go in there. Your great revelation hasn't changed that. Well, I for one would appreciate people simply behaving in an orderly manner, without humming or winking. Of course I was bothered. I have a younger sister who looks up to me. I can't be going home for the holidays without something for her to aspire to. I'm not so sure. Last time I was home, she left a hawk lump in my bed. Can't say that's a sign of respect. It's enough trying to memorize dates for bins without being pounded by a horrible tune that Peeves likely made up. Some sort of, I don't know, special recognition. An exemplary student and all that. Why not? I think it's nice to be able to look back on old diaries and see what you were doing in the past. Oh, of course, wouldn't expect you to. Unless you could perhaps teach him a better tune. Really? Oh, gosh, that would be very much appreciated. I'm not one for confrontations. Thank you. Understood. Understood. There, see? I'm not the only one. In my trunk. Huh. What an interesting idea. Oh, well, of course you keep it in a safe place. Somewhere secret where no one would look. And you don't tell anyone. My personal and private ambitions. I think it's a fine idea. In fact, tonight I shall make a list in my diary of things I hope to achieve in the future. Oh, yes, of course. It shall be done tonight. The ink will be dry before my head touches the pillow. And I shan't tell a soul. Not telling people what you're writing down. What your ambitions actually are. More like he doesn't like you. Oh, well, no wonder he went at you like doxies to Billywig's. Poor thing must have been starving. Well, how is it you had a bloody nose from this supposedly adoring Puffskein? No? What happened? I see. Because of course we all know that if you were in a scuffle, they'd never stand a chance. What year was he in? The boy who hit him? It doesn't matter. I simply said that it was unusual for a Ravenclaw to have such little wit. Nothing offensive at all. Marvellous. I shall see you both outside the boys' toilets for a recital. Even more marvellous. That's it. Decided. I shall align myself with Slytherin. No, I shall answer your question. I caught her outside the boys' lavatory singing a song with Peeves. Of course it is. Thank you. What else were they supposed to do with it? It's a crow. I'm sure your parents would have done the same thing. The harm? They say the bird's walking across their front path 20 times a day. They're at their wits' end, that it's waiting for newly departed souls to leave the house. She's afraid to step out the front door. You know very well that my mother is Muggle-born. She has different beliefs than us. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll tell her that. Oh, she's far worse than Ronan. Good. I'm sure they likely hadn't heard the house called, that's all. Would you stop revisiting every sliver of this incident? I mean, sorting. Now, why would you say that? Just to be cruel. What? But why then? Why did no one clap when you were sorted? We all do stupid things at one time or another. I bet you feel better after getting it off your chest. Yes? What? Is not.
And by the end of it, the Minister for Magic was Albert Boot. I'm not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
If only.
And then the werewolves joined the goblins in the uprising. Yes, I mean, shut up. Get away! All of you! No, and none of your business. I know. Oh, shut up. Ugh, feel like a muggle. What, me? Use a broom? Not to fly?